Hello everybody, welcome back. And welcome to 101. And in last week's 100 video, we looked from the start about the God's Kingdom topic and what we are looking at. We understood what we are really looking at. But today what we're going to look about is what we carried on from arrow 99. So we're going to carry on from there. So what we understood first was the privilege for the church class who get into the gospel age. But there's also consequences with this as well. The people who are elated by the grace of God and understand the truth, but do the sin in a stubborn way, there is no salvation or process for them to bring back again. Since this is kind of like an equal thing to Jesus Christ being sacrificed twice. This point cannot be done twice, or this cannot be done twice. In the Jude book, though, now where we're going to start our new point. In the Jude book, 11 to 13th verse, it talks about three characters: Cain, Balaam, and Korah. So we're going to understand about each three of these by weeks. Each three of these people and what they had done. So first we're going to look about Cain. So in Genesis 4th chapter, it is recorded about Abel and Cain as Adam and Eve's children who brought a sacrifice to God. Very first thing we need to study about and meditate about these scriptures is why we need to meditate these scriptures is how actually does Abel and Cain know who God is, as since Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden since they had committed the sin. So why does Abel and Cain know? Well, it's definitely parenting. Adam and Eve know they were created in the image of God, and God was so close with them. So they explained to him all of his attributes: love, power, wisdom, justice. They completely understood this as well. So though Adam and Eve kept on explaining them this, they explained what they experienced and understood their disobedience as well. What they lost due to the consequence of sin. What we know that what the disobedience they did to God was by eating the apple. So Adam and Eve has told Cain and Abel about this point, and what they had done was wrong. So Cain and Abel understood this point and educated their children, these two, very much about God and how to connect with him in all ways. So they both understood who God is. But provide us an answer about how they learned about the offering, or what they're going to do next, the offering. They said they're going to give an offering, we saw in the verse. So we're going to read Genesis 4th chapter 5th verse. Let's read that now. So it says, "But unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect, and Cain was very wroth, and countenance fell." So it says here, God doesn't like Cain and his offering, not Cain himself or the offering himself, but both of them. He doesn't like Cain and his offering that he's given. But why is this? Why does God feel this way to Cain and his offering? Well, we'll look about that next week, so see you then. But let's see what we've learned so far. So first of all, we saw that about a recap of the last week, 100 arrow. And then we saw in Jude book that about in the 11th and 13th verse, we saw about the three people, Cain, Balaam, and Korah. And to understand what they had done in the Jude book, we've first gone one by one to what they had done. So today we just saw about what Cain had done. We saw about how Cain and Abel, two brothers of Adam and Eve, the children, those two knew about God, and they were told to give an offering. So we looked about how they knew about God, and it seems Adam and Eve had told them a lot about God, who he is, since they were really close, and they talked about the 4 attributes of God and what they had experienced and what the disobedience they'd done. So they all were educated and understood this by their parents. So they finally understood what their parents were saying. So these two were then told to give an offering to God. So in Genesis 4th chapter, we see, though, that God, doesn't like Cain and his offering, though, itself. Both of them, Cain and his offering. And what is the reason is, we don't know. So why does God say this? Let's see in the next video. So see you then. Bye.